Hi everyone, welcome to another video from Kate, Kai, and Papa. Today we're going to be talking about Five Nights at Freddy's and going over exactly what that is. We were talking a little bit about it, and what we realized is we play a lot with the characters from Five Nights at Freddy's, and we filmed and posted several videos, and
I'm a big fan.
Several more to come. Yes, you are a big fan. So we've got several more videos to come along with the ones we've already posted about Five Nights at Freddy's. So what we decided is that some of our viewers may not be familiar with what Five Nights at Freddy's is. So the intent of this video is to go over the basics of what exactly is Five Nights at Freddy's. Five Nights at Freddy's is a video game, and there's a franchise that's been built around it. Yes, can be described as a horror game.
So I'm gonna tell you about the basics of what is basically in it. Horror, animatronics, people staring at you, a night job, you have a security guard, you can't move, you're stuck in a chair, there's a security guard, you have flashlights, you have doors, and sometimes when you don't shut the door, you're gonna get
jump scared, maybe oofed. We've never played the video game itself.
But when I'm 11 years old, I would like to play the game.
Someday. Now, Kate and Kai is the one who first brought it to our attention. He watched some videos on YouTube. Once you became familiar with the Five Nights at Freddy's, you got interested in it. So we started getting some of the characters, and then we started playing various scenarios, and I've only recently seen some of the videos. I've been playing with Kate and Kai and his characters from FNAF for a while, but now I'm getting more familiar with it. So Five Nights at Freddy's is this video game franchise. It also uses horror. It also has a lot of characters and a lot of merchandise. So Five Nights at Freddy's has about 8, maybe 9 main games and a lot of fan-based games as well. So let's talk about some of the games themselves, the earlier versions. And FNAF started about 9 years ago. I believe it was 2014 that the first few games came out, developed by an individual named Scott Cawthon. Earlier games were just called Five Nights at Freddy's.
Then we got to Sister.
Sister Location is another one. So one of the later games is known as Five Nights at Freddy's Sister Location.
And then Pizzeria Simulator, and then
Pizzeria Simulator. There's a virtual reality version
with a headset.
And the most recent, I believe it's the most recent, one of the most recent, if not the most recent, is called Security Breach.
Well, the most recent that hasn't come out would be Ruin.
So we do have some of the characters as you've seen in some of our videos. So we're going to show you some of them now and describe them to you. So let's talk about this.
Mr. Cupcake.
So this is a plushie, a stuffed version of the cupcake. Which character has a cupcake? Chica. So this is our large size cupcake plushie. This character that we've got here now, this is not a Five Nights at Freddy's character.
It's the size of the FNAF character, and we have him as our security guard, as if you watched our videos.
That's exactly right. So one day when we were playing, Kate and Kai said, we need a security guard character, and then he went into his extensive toy collection, came back with this. It's a transforming robotic type character
that has wings, but in our videos he cannot fly.
So in reality, it can be transformed into an airplane or a tank or
his legs
an
are
individual.
a tank.
But we
And
just
then-
use him as the security guard because of his size.
Yes, because he's the size. He looks like a security guard.
Well, now let's move on to the initial set of characters. So let's go over those one at a time then. We'll show you each of those
Start off
characters.
with the main person himself.
So
Freddy
why don't you
Fazbear.
talk a little bit about this
So
character?
Freddy
Who is it?
Fazbear is the main person. If you say main person, it technically Scott Coffin as the main person. But in reality, in the games, the main person, like a leader, is basically Freddy.
So that's
'Cause
Freddy.
he's the lead singer.
So we'll set
Yes.
Freddy down right here as we go through the first set.
And once we have Bonnie and Chica, I will show you what the stage looks like in
So why don't you
performance.
talk a little bit?
So,
Who's this character?
Bonnie.
So this is Bonnie.
His head comes off, but you've seen. And then
What does Bonnie have? What is
a
this?
guitar, electric guitar.
So Bonnie plays the guitar. I believe
I
it's a
don't
bass
think, I
guitar.
don't think he can really hold it that well.
No, we don't usually put it in his hands. And
But
then,
occasionally I do pretend like it's up, and then I have my hand there, and then it's like
the
so
next
like-
character is
Chica.
Chica and
Cupcake. We broke the candle and we lost the candle. Oh,
all right, so moving on to the next character from the main set, Kate and Kai. Who is this?
Golden Freddy.
So I'd like to point out also that he has a microphone,
So
and
basically-
I'm not sure that we mentioned that for Freddy, but Freddy has a microphone
I
as
don't
well.
think if we mentioned this, but Golden Freddy is basically just a repaint of Freddy with no eyes.
Good point. Okay, moving on. So
Foxy.
who's this character? So this is Foxy,
A pirate.
and
Hook.
he's got a hook
Legs.
and
Pirate.
an eye patch.
Yes. And he's a fox.
And the last character in the main set, who's this, Kate and Kai?
Springtrap.
Springtrap. All right, so we have Springtrap. And the interesting thing about Springtrap is when we bought the initial set, and I don't know if this has changed, but we didn't buy Springtrap as a separate character. If you noticed on the card that we held up earlier in the bottom corner, it says build your own Springtrap. So how did we get all of the parts for this Springtrap?
We bought all the people.
So each of these characters came with a piece of Springtrap. So once we had these 5 main characters, that gave us all of the parts to put Springtrap together. And did you say you wanted to set them up on the stage?
Yeah, so it's Chica, Bonnie, and then Freddy, and then I think Foxy, Pirate's Cove, and then these two just are in the backstage. You usually can't see them. So
And then we've got
these people, and then these two just relaxing in the back.
So what that refers to is the whole concept of the game is that it is a pizza place, and all of these characters, Freddy Fazbear was the mascot of the pizza place that got burned, and that's what started the whole game and the horror concept of the Freddy Fazbear's Pizza Place. All right, so those were the main characters. Go ahead and clear the stage so that we can keep showing you some of the other characters that you'll see in our playtime.
Yeah. So we have a lot.
You know, as I was picking up Golden Freddy, one of his arms fell off, so that reminds me of another important point is all of these parts are removable and interchangeable.
So we like to move the pieces around and make new fun characters.
We like to do that.
One of us.
One of us. I'm not going to mention any names, but his initials are Caden Kai. Likes to.
Well, that was my name technically.
Was it? He likes to take them apart and put them back together in strange configurations.
But that's how we have these videos posted for you.
So let's move on to the next set of characters that we got. These are from
Curse of Dreadbear.
Curse of Dreadbear.
It's Curse of Dreadbear, or it can be the Curse of Dreadbear.
And the characters from this series.
Oh, Dreadbear.
So Dreadbear, and he's one of the bears that doesn't have a microphone. Any idea why he doesn't have a microphone?
He's a Frankenstein.
Because he's a Frankenstein bear. All right, I guess that would explain it.
Look.
Nice animation of Dreadbear. I like that. All right, and next up we have this character, Jacko Bonnie. And he's somewhat see-through, also known as translucent. And he spins around.
Yes,
so we have Glitch Trap now.
Or in our videos called The Virus.
Oh yes, so in our recent videos that we made, you've been calling him the Virus. All right, and then we have this character, Grim Foxy.
I want to call him Jacko Foxy because he looks like Jacko Bonnie.
He does.
But he's called Grim Foxy.
He does resemble Jacko Bonnie.
Tell me in the comments if we should name Grim Foxy, or Jacko Foxy. I think Jacko Foxy is better than Grim Foxy.
Well, that may be, but it's not up to us. So those...
And his shoulder pads fall off easily. They're very tiny pieces.
These pieces right here, these black pieces, we've glued several of them back on. Once we glue them, they seem to hold. You want to set them up so we can have
so
all four of them?
Bonnie. So technically, since we don't have Jacko Chica yet, it would be this, and then this.
And this set, at least on this card, just shows the four of them, though there are other Jacko and Dreadbear.
It could be like that, and then Glitch Trap behind.
That's another good configuration. All right, so that's it for that set. Let's move on to the next set.
The next set is very colorful.
Well, let's start with Security Breach. So, of these characters from the Security Breach set, we only have one. We don't have Glamrock Freddy, Glamrock Chica, Roxanne Wolf, or Vanny. But which one do we have, Caden Kai?
Montgomery Gator.
Montgomery Gator, and what does he carry?
Electric guitar?
He has a guitar as well.
I think it's electric guitar.
I would say so.
I'm going to try to make him hold it.
Well, good luck with that. It can be difficult, and sometimes his arm comes off when you try to give him the guitar.
We might have some good luck.
Nice job. All right.
And then his fingernails are like guitar picks. Whoops.
It came out.
Struggle moment right here. Okay, now let him go.
Turn him around. All right, so he's playing the guitar. So that's the Security Breach series. We have Montgomery Gator. We're looking forward to getting more of those characters. Now, moving on to a set, and I think this is what you were referring to about colorful. I believe last year sometime they came out with these for sale as part of the merchandising for FNAF. And it's the tie-dye series. And of this series, so we'll start with this one. Who's this, Caden Kai?
Tie-dye Freddy with another microphone.
So, tie-dye Freddy. And next up we have...
Tie-dye Foxy. Tie-dye Foxy doesn't really look like the description.
Well, that's a great point. So he's primarily blue with a lighter color of red mixed in. What Caden's referring to is on the card, the red is much more pronounced. He's still colorful, just doesn't look exactly like the packaging.
Still do see some red.
Yes, I do as well. So that's Tie-Dye Foxy.
I would
Then
call
we
him
have
pink.
he's really pinkish, yes. And who's this?
Tie-Dye Chica.
Tie-Dye Chica.
And Tie-Dye Cupcake with no candle off. So
that's right. We've been able to maintain the candle on this one.
What do you think color she would be? Like a reddish, yellowish?
I would say so. And then we have
Bonnie.
Tie-Dye Bonnie.
I gotta fix that quack in his eye.
Yes. So what we've noticed is that
quack.
for these different parts, sometimes the more you take them off and put them back on, the looser they get. And in this case, one of the main parts of Tie-Dye Bonnie has a little crack in it that we'll have to repair. But that's Tie-Dye Bonnie. Something else to say?
Would we call him a dark purple blue?
I would say that's a good description. Now, another point is that on this card, there's only 4 tie-dye characters.
Yes.
So you'd think that's the end of our tie-dye collection. But wait, there's more.
In Tie-Dye Foxy's description, there's Springtrap.
Now in this case, we found Tie-Dye Springtrap
As a Walmart exclusive.
Patience.
Maybe since he's only at Walmart, maybe since he's only at Walmart, maybe that's why all of them don't have Springtrap on them except Foxy.
Maybe. So why don't we set all of them up before we move on?
So Bonnie goes there, and then Chica.
Go ahead.
You get Foxy.
Where do you want Foxy?
Foxy over there, and then him behind. I don't know if they made a tie-dye golden Freddy. I think it would be like a dark golden brown color.
That makes sense. All right, so let's set these tie-dye ones aside. Definitely very colorful. We'll set them aside. And the cupcake. We'll move on now to another character that you may see during some of our FNAF games.
Freddy Jr.
As we call him, Freddy Jr. So it's just a little Freddy.
Freddy with a stand.
That's right.
Microphone.
So we have that character. All right, so the next set of characters we're going to show you, Kate and Kai, why don't I hand them to you? You tell everyone who it is and then line them up.
Freddy.
Leave a little bit of space between each one.
Toy Freddy. Golden Freddy. Chica. Toy Chica. Bonnie. Toy Bonnie. And Foxy.
Perfect. All right, so for all of these characters, you'll see them in some of our games, our playtime. And where did we get these? How and where did we get these Lego? They're Lego size characters. Got them for Christmas, right? So these are the smaller characters. We've already made some videos exclusively focusing on them. We'll post them soon, and we're about to make another video where Kate and Kai and Papa and Mima and Mommy are going to voice some of these characters. All right, so these are the rest of the characters, and that brings us to the end of our discussion about which characters we have. We plan on buying more Five Nights at Freddy's characters, so you'll see them added to some of our play in the future. So you might see more being added into our playtime.
And we might even start a new collection. You will also see us collect more FNAF type stuff in our Toy Time videos.
That's right. Well, that's it for today. Thanks as always for joining us and watching our videos. Kaden, can you close things out?
Yes, so I would like you to subscribe. Hope you liked this video. Enjoyed the video.
All right, goodbye from Papa.
And goodbye from Kaden.